Hey guys, welcome back to Barry's Corner. It's Emily here, and today I'm going to be telling you guys about 7 books that you absolutely need to read. I did this video a while ago and I enjoyed making it and you guys enjoyed it, so I thought why not do another one? I think you guys will genuinely love these books. These books are so freaking good. So before I show you guys the books, please subscribe, comment down below, and like this video. All of my social links are down in the description box below, as well as the Amazon wishlist if you would like to gift me a book. Now let's get on into the video. It is so sad that some books aren't as hyped up as other books because all this time by the author duo that wrote 5 Feet Apart, this book is so, nobody knows about it, and I genuinely love this book. 5 Feet Apart made me bawl, and I love the movie, and I love the book, and it was so good, so I thought I could read this one, and it did not disappoint. This book follows Kyle, and him and Kimberly are the perfect couple. He loves her to death. And then on the day of their graduation, or the night of their graduation, she drops a bomb and is like, hey, I want to break up. And so they're driving in the car together, and he gets into a car accident, and he wakes up, and Kimberly is dead. And no one understands how he's feeling except for this girl that he meets named Marley. Marley is going through a loss of her own that she thinks is her own fault, and Kyle and her kind of bond over their trauma. And the plot twist in here, oh my gosh, it's just a sad YA contemporary, but it quickly turns into something more than that, something that the plot twist, how does that even occur? How does everything in this book just happen? I love the family dynamics in this book. I love the relationship. I love the friend dynamics in this book. I think the character development in this book is so well done. Each character has their own little quirk to them, and I love it. His relationship with his mom is so beautiful. I gave this book a 4 stars, but it was borderline 5. It truly, truly was. And I think it deserves so much more hype. You need to read it right now. Right now. Read it, turn off this video and read it right now. Next up, Are We Surprised? It's the Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Look, I know, I talk about this book too much. I love this book too much. It is my favorite adult romance of all time, next to The Hating Game. This follows a girl named Olive, and she is a 3rd-year PhD student, and she told her friend that she had a boyfriend and was going on a date. And she actually was in the lab, and she sees her friend, and she immediately goes up to a random guy that was next to her and kisses him. And it turns out to be this young hotshot professor, Adam Carlson, and oh my gosh, it is so good. The grumpy sunshine in this book is so good. The cute little tension, because Olive is so freaking pure and innocent. I love it. I love the academia in this book because me as a college student that is in a STEM major, I love it so much. I really love research, and just reading this book made me just want to do more research. The connection these two have is literally brilliant. Ali Hazelwood, how she writes is so brilliant. Everything about this book is just perfect. I cannot think of a more perfect book. Anybody that doesn't like this book, I genuinely question what's wrong with them. I know it's kind of mean, but and I don't mean it, you can have your own opinion, but guys, this book is like no other. And if you're looking for a new adult romance, if you've had it on your shelf for a while, because I originally had it on my shelf for a long time and I didn't want to read it, but if that's you, read it. This is your sign. I'm giving you the sign to read this book ASAP. Now going into a more of a serious read, Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. This book is told in verse, but oh my gosh, the metaphors, the prose, how this man writes is literally delectable. Who uses that word on a book? I do. You're gonna have to try to expand your mindset for this one because this whole entire book takes place within 60 seconds. And Will's older brother Sean is shot dead, and he's so overcome with grief. And guys, the metaphors for grief in this book, oh my gosh, it's so freaking good. It's literally brilliant. And he goes into his brother's drawer where he knew he had a gun and steps onto an elevator with 7 floors. And he's going to kill his brother's killer, and each floor, a dead person that he knew of previously comes on and kind of talks to him about this decision and says, is this really the right thing for you? I think this book is so important because this is truly a reality. I know not for a lot of people. Some people can be very ignorant or just blind to what's happening in America or all around the world. When you're born and you live in a poor community, when you're born in a community that is ravaged with crime, you are more likely to do crime. Even if you're a kind-hearted human being, even if you have good intentions, even if you have a loving family, you are more likely to be put into the crime scene. I thought the dedication to this book, I love dedications in books in general, but the dedication in this book says, for all the young brothers and sisters in detention centers around the country, the ones I've seen and the ones I haven't, you are loved. And I just thought that was so beautiful. This book is so life-changing. It's won many awards, clearly, as you can see. but it's just so important to read. It's such a good story, even if you just want to avoid all like the political stuff about detention centers and being in crimes. Just it's a good story to see all these people come on and talk to this boy that is filled with grief and is growing through so much in his mind. It is just really beautiful, and I really enjoy it. I think it's an important read, and also a very, very fast one as well. This next book I talk about a little bit too much on this channel, and it is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I mean, honestly, I don't talk about it enough. Colleen Hoover is very, very popular in this world. I love Colleen Hoover. She's amazing. But this book by Colleen Hoover is the best one she's ever written. It's about this girl named Kenna, and she accidentally killed her boyfriend in a car accident, Scotty, and she fled the scene. And she also didn't know she was pregnant, so she had a baby and served 5 years in prison and then got out, and she's going to look for the baby who is in Scotty's parents' hands. And while she goes to find him, she meets this guy named Ledger Ward, and she's kind of attracted to him, have a little connection right off the bat. And then she realizes, like, oh, that was Scotty's best friend. Enemies to lovers has never been more prevalent in this book. Because yes, Ledger is attracted to this woman, but he also hates her for doing what she did to his best friend. And then he's also the guardian, one of the guardians of the daughter. And so he's just like, I don't want you to have any custody because, like, hello, like, you did everything. You're harmful. We don't want you in the baby's life. But then you also see her perspective where she's like, all she wants is to do right by her daughter and have her daughter, and it is the most heartbreaking thing. You will cry, you will sob. I cried from page 130 on. Like, I cannot tell you how much this book impacted my life. I need to reread this book and start tabbing and writing down all the little quotes that are so beautiful and memorable. If you want a touching story, if you want a mother's love revealed to you, it is this book. It is this book that you just need to read. The next book is a thriller. Me? A thriller? Who would have thought? But I read Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessl for a video called I Read Out of My Comfort Zone, something along the lines of that. I'll leave it down below if it's out already. But I ended up really enjoying this. This is also a buddy read with my friend Head Over Books, Megan, and we both really enjoyed this book. It follows a girl named Beatrice, and back in the day, she had a little friend group. And in the friend group was also her boyfriend who died senior year of high school. And now it's a year later, she heads back to the group to kind of get closure, kind of find out what happened with his death. And then they get in a car accident and they're stuck in the Neverworld Wake, which basically they kind of have to vote for the one person that is going to stay alive and the rest of them are going to die. And oh my gosh, this book, everybody's telling a lie. Like, everybody is hiding something, and it is so wild. I also forgot to say that in the Neverworld Wake, they are reliving the same day over and over again, that day that they died. And I know a lot of people that hate Groundhog Day situations where they just relive the same day over and over again. But no, it's completely different because yes, the date is the same, but they can do whatever they want. They can go wherever they want. So the friend group splits up. They do different things. Some people try to find out what other people are doing. And then it's also split up into 3 parts because in one of the parts, part 2, they actually try to solve her boyfriend's or ex-boyfriend's death. And everyone's hiding something. Literally every single person is not telling the truth about something, even if they're a good character, or even if they're a bad character, by the way. I honestly think it's one of the best thrillers I've ever read. I mean, I haven't read a lot because it's me, but it's truly, if you like The Turn of the Key, this is so different, but I feel like you would really love this book, like truly. Second to last book is An Emotion of Great Delight by Tahereh Mafi. If you know Tahereh Mafi, she wrote the Shatter Me series, which is one of my favorite series of all times. I love the Shatter Me series. I love Tahereh Mafi in general. But this is a YA contemporary, and it is so good. This book is set in 2003 when the US has officially declared war on Iraq, and it follows a Muslim American girl named Shadi. And guys, this girl is going through it. It kind of switches timelines between 2002, when her best friend and her kind of broke up and like how everything happened. And then in 2003, where her brother's dead, her dad's in the hospital, her mother is so severely depressed, her sister hates her, and come on, Shadi's going through it herself too. This book is so heart-wrenching, and like clearly after all of that, like it has so many layers, it's so delicate, it's such a delicate situation. The ending literally just breaks my heart. There's also a little romance in here with the friend's brother, and it's a little something. It's a little something. It's not too much. It doesn't distract from the main purpose. I think it's very beautiful. It's very real and raw, and I genuinely love this book. I think everybody needs to read it. I think it's one of the best books Tahereh Mafi has ever written, and I talked to her, she signed it, and she said that this is one of her favorite books that she's ever written as well. So I don't know. I love it. I love this book. It's so perfect. I think It's a book that will inspire people. It's also super short. Come on, who doesn't love a short book? You can read it all in one sitting and just be as shocked as I was. And it's a YA if you want to get back into YA, or if you're already into YA. It's really good. Just try it out. Now the last book is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. This book, I've read so many Christina Lauren books, so I know this book is very, very popular, but coming from a person that has read all their backlist and just knows them as an author duo, this book is phenomenal. It's not like any of their backlist, which is kind of crazy to say. It has such a different vibe. It has a different feeling. Like this compared to the Unhoneymooners, like I don't know why, but their writing style is so different. It's more rich and deals with the characters' backstories so good in this book. It follows a girl named Macy, and she's living and settling into a very good life. She has a good job. She has a good fiance. Is she in love with this fiance? Not really, but she's enjoying her very calm life, okay? And this guy comes in named Elliot, and he is her one true love that kind of got away, that broke her heart. And he comes back into the picture, and she's like, what is going on? Like, I don't know. And it goes back and forth, like the timelines go back and forth between when they met and their whole little childhood together. And then now when Elliot's like in love with her, and Elliot, guys, like, oh my gosh. I think that this book is popular for a reason. I think that this is one of the best Christina Lauren books ever written. I love Macy too as well. I just think she's such a relatable character. I think the grief that she has to go through with losing Elliot, but also losing her dad as well, which is shown in the beginning of the book, like, so that's not a spoiler. But just all she has to go through, she's still such a pure and kind-hearted person, and I just love their relationship because you see it from all the way from the beginning to now, and you root for them from day one. And I think that's such an important aspect in a book, just to root for your main characters individually and as a couple. I think it's so good, and I think this book does it so well, and I think everybody just needs to read it. So those are the 7 books that I think that you guys need to read right now, like ASAP. Like, close out of this video, and any of these books that you have physically, just read them right now ASAP. And all the books that you didn't have physically, put them on your Amazon wishlist, buy them, add them to your Amazon cart, and just pick them up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you thought about these books, if you've read them, or if you're excited for them if you haven't. Please subscribe, comment down below, and do whatever you want to do. And goodbye!